Hello everyone, good day. I am Sabina, daughter of A. Simon from SMK Sultan Idrisha to Great Perak. Alright, here I wish to talk about my research paper with all of you entitled Recording Tool for Assessment and Feedback Using by Mode Method in Google Classroom. Alright, let's look at the general view. Okay, what is my research paper about? So it is to improve the students' level in answering reading questions in Google Classroom. And here, who is referring to my target students who are 10 sixth form semester 2 students of economy, and how I applied this in my research paper. So I used mode application in Google Classroom, and what did I get? So the impact is positive outcome and in relation to improving reading skills. Alright, let's look at the problem statement here. The sixth form students in my school faced problems in answering reading questions in Google Classroom via online. One of the main reasons why the students could not score high marks in reading as it's really hard for them to understand the passages and questions. Okay, I have three research questions in my research paper. Alright, firstly, how do teachers integrate mode method in reading? Secondly, how do the existing reading passages in Google Classroom help students to answer the reading questions? Lastly, what are the interesting methods that we can use to attract the students' interest in answering reading questions by using mode method? And the research focus is improving reading skill among 10 selected sixth form semester 2 students, where they can illuminate students' thinking with voice recording and increase students' engagement with verbal response by using mode method. I also have three research objectives. Okay, firstly, find out problems faced by students to answer reading questions via online. And second objective is use mode method to teach reading via online. And the last method is there are positive effects of feedback on student work, particularly through quizzes where there is an opportunity for students to revise or apply the feedback using a voice note. Let's look at my target group here. Okay, I chose my sixth form semester 2 of economy students, and I selected 10 of them, and the proficiency level is average. Alright, action research is essentially a series of cycles of reflection, planning, action, and observation. I used Camis and McTaggart's model of action research, and it developed a concept for action research. They proposed a model comprising 4 steps: planning, acting, observing, and reflecting. Okay, so the diagram shows the 4 steps in action, the movement from one critical phase to another, and the way in which progress may be made through the system. Action research is all about what happens in the classroom. Teachers are encouraged to be researchers investigating what is happening in their classrooms. In practice, things rarely go perfectly according to plan first time round. Usually, you discover ways to improve your action plan in light of your experience and feedback from the students. One cycle of planning, acting, observing, and reflecting, therefore, usually leads to another in which you incorporate improvement suggested by the initial cycle. Okay, for the planning stage, firstly, I did the reflection. Okay, here I did the observation and I also analyzed the data. And for the second stage, which is planning stage, okay, based on the observation and the analysis that I have done, I collect and analyze the data. Okay, and after that I design an intervention to be implemented. Okay, after that I conducted the and implemented the plan within the time frame, and finally I observed the effectiveness of using mode method in reading, and the duration that I have taken here is 2 weeks. So, for my action research, I have used 4 data instruments to collect and analyze my data. Okay, firstly, from the teacher's reflection, where I found out the real focus issue and I came out with the suitable intervention. For quizzes 1 and 2, where I use them to evaluate the effectiveness of my intervention, and for the observation, where I gathered all the data from the lesson implementation, and I also observed people's attitude before, during, and after the intervention. Lastly, for the informal interview, where I get the students' feedback and reflection, whereby I ask them what do they feel about the intervention that I have used in the classroom. Okay, let's look at the literature review. Okay, here ICT develops students' new understanding in their areas of learning, where I used Google Classroom and mode method in answering reading questions. Here they can develop their ideas in ICT as well. And secondly, teachers can act as catalyst for the integration of technology through ICT. Yeah, nowadays we are ICT, the use of ICT, we can improve the students' understanding of learning English. Okay, other than that, recorded audio feedback, which I used here as a in a mode method, as benefits for both the teacher providing the feedback and the students receiving it. It enhances participants' ability to use more informal language, and they spend less time working to provide feedback, because when they use the voice note, it is very easy for them to answer the questions rather than writing. Okay, lastly, audio facilitates a greater detail, specificity, and ultimately understanding in comparison to written feedback, even of the exact same words. Alright, what is Mode actually? Okay, Mode is a Chrome extension that makes it easy for anyone to add voice notes and feedback. And Mode enables voice note feedback within Google Classroom. That is why I used this method. Okay, with Mode, we have created the fastest, friendliest way to share voice notes and feedback. And do you know that voice command up to 3 times faster than typing? Okay, yeah, and it is also express yourself clearly and stay better connected. And the best thing is, you will get started for free and upgrade for awesome premium features. Before starting with my treatment, I did observation. Alright, I conduct a reading lesson via YouTube. After conducting my lesson, I gave them quizzes in Google Classroom. Okay, this is the outcome from the observation actually. I mean, after conducting my lesson, I gave them the quizzes one, and this is the outcome. And here you can see that most of them scored 57 marks, and 3 of them scored 71, but they still didn't score 100% here. Okay, and here for this observation, when I give them the quizzes in Google Classroom, I didn't use the mode application. I just posted the quizzes in the Google Classroom and I asked them to answer. And there are few students who obtained 29 marks and some of them 43 marks out of 100 marks. Okay, for this stage, I gave them again quizzes in the Google Classroom, and you can see here there are 7 class comments. What I did here is actually I explained thoroughly each question one by one by using a mode voice note. It means the student can hear my voice notes where I explain everything thoroughly. Okay, based on the explanation, the student managed to answer the questions, the quizzes. It is easy for them after listening to my voice note rather than writing the notes. Alright, you can see here the students' voice notes using mode. Yeah, they can reply our voice notes as well. It is very easy and interesting. Actually, reading is quite difficult for them, but then I managed to do this activity where they love to do this reading activity. Okay, and you can also send emoji to students and the students can reply the emoji for you. And here the diamond symbol here is means they understood the particular question. All right. Yeah, this is quizzes 2's outcome where you can see all of them scored 100%. Okay, this is because they answered the question based on my voice note in Google Classroom. I didn't give them any written explanation. I gave them my explanation by using mode application. It is very easy for them to understand, and you can see the quizzes template here where they scored 100% for their second quizzes too. Alright, this is the comparison of quizzes 1 and quizzes 2. You can have a look. Let's look at the impact by using mode method in Google Classroom. Okay, as a researcher, I have the sense of accomplishment and efficiency in work. I was very happy after conducting this lesson, this reading lesson by using this mode application. This is very easy to apply and the students really love to answer after conducting this lesson by using mode method. And for students, the students are more eager to do better and they love to do writing activities after using this application. Alright, and yeah, for teaching and learning, the lesson is fun and relaxed. Alright, this is my conclusion. Okay, firstly, help students shift their mindset to one focused more on improving areas of weaknesses, which has known growth mindset. Secondly, implementation of mode application via voice note has resulted in positive outcomes in relation to improving reading skill among the students, where they can illuminate students' thinking with voice recording and increase students' engagement with verbal response. Okay, lastly, I managed to conduct the lesson successfully with this mode application during pandemic, as I believe feedback is an important part of the assessment process.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Today I want to talk about mode. I think mode is very interesting. It is because we can record our voice as a response to our teacher. so that we don't need to type anymore. And also, Mood is very easier for our lesson. So that's all from me. Thank you.
In my opinion, I could score in after teacher's feedback through Mood application. It's pretty easy for me. I'm not good in reading, but then I believe I can do well in reading after this. Thank you, Madam Vina.
Okay, the references for my research paper. Action research changes people's practices, their understandings of their practices, and the conditions under which they practice. It changes people's patterns of saying, doing, and relating to form new patterns, new ways of life. Thank you.